Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be looking at a bunch of different K-pop groups and talking about what I think their best and worst title tracks are. I don't really think there's anything else I need to say in the introduction, so remember to like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's talk about group number 1. Being the most recent time that 17 has done a brighter concept for their title tracks, I think Oh!My is definitely the best of that series. Starting off with a feel-good intro and having an infectious energy throughout the entire song, where Oh!My really thrives is in the captivating energy that the song has. From V8's line in the first verse, to Vernon's rap, to June's pre-chorus, every single line feels so instantly iconic. And I remember even after the first time I was exposed to this track, I would constantly replay little snippets in my head. Every single melody and every single section feels so well thought out, but at the same time natural, and something about that just makes Oh!My a little bit more captivating than the rest of 17's title tracks in my opinion. I've been a carrot for around 2 years now, and even though Oh!My is my most played title track, it somehow still has the most longevity to me, and recently I've been playing it a lot more often because it's just a perfect song for the summer. So considering it's their most recent title track, I feel like this might ruffle a few feathers, but I think Hot is honestly my least favorite 17 title track to date. Now, when I first listened to Hot, I actually listened to it on Spotify and didn't watch the music video, and after the initial release, when me and some of my friends were talking about what we thought of the song, my friends immediately said that the music video makes the track a lot better, which to me is kind of a testament to the idea that the audio alone doesn't hold up to the rest of 17's title tracks. Eventually, I did watch the music video, and first of all, wow, their budget has increased so much recently, and second of all, I do think I ended up liking the music video more than the actual music. I think typically I'm usually just not a big fan of choruses where they just repeat one word for a huge section of it, and besides that, I think a lot of the other sections too just felt a little bit awkward and kind of clunky as well. I can appreciate that 17 have shifted in the kind of music that they want to put out recently. I just think that their newer stuff isn't really for me, and I think Hot is kind of the pinnacle of 17 going in a musical direction that I just don't really like. But their older title tracks still hold up today. I think it's pretty undeniable that Dalla Dalla is one of Itzy's most influential title tracks ever, with its only competition when it comes to impact on the K-pop scene being Wannabe. And personally, not only do I believe that Dalla Dalla deserved every single achievement it got, I think it deserved way more too. Really popularizing the teen crush concept that was invented by Meki, to me, Dalla Dalla is pure pop perfection, letting every single member show off the best of their talents, while never seeming like they're taking themselves too seriously or trying too hard. And though I love all iterations of Itzy, this fun version of them, Funzy as you may say, is probably my favorite. Although I think Mafia in the Morning has some really good redeeming sections such as the pre-chorus and the bridge, a lot of the rapping in this song, specifically the sections that don't rhyme, prevent me from liking it more than I do. I definitely think that Mafia in the Morning is an amazing dance track, but it almost feels like they sacrifice some of the musical quality in order to insert more quote-unquote iconic choreography moments, with the most noticeable instance of this being the whole hurry up baby catch me if you can haha moment. Overall, compared to the rest of Itzy's title tracks, I think Mafia in the Morning is noticeably weaker than the others, and hopefully it's just a momentary lapse in the good music that I like from them. I don't know how many other people agree with me on this, but I find that Fireworks is one of Ateez's most polarizing title tracks. It seems like most other K-pop stans I know either really love Fireworks or really hate it, but personally, I'm one of the people that really enjoys it. Something about a two-part chorus where the first half really builds into the second half that just has this massive explosion in energy is just so good, and considering Ateez's music is something that I go to when I'm looking for a boost in energy, Fireworks is always my go-to choice. Like, at this point, I enjoy it even more than Wonderland. I also think that Mingi and Hongjoong's raps in Fireworks are particularly good, like even better than most of their discography, and if I had to pick one title track that really represents who Ateez are as a group, it would absolutely be Fireworks, because this is just like pure hype, pure noise. So I've talked about Treasure and why I don't like it a few times on my channel at this point, and I understand why a lot of other people enjoy it, but it's just never been for me. Where a majority of Ateez's other title tracks feel so climactic and strong, Treasure just kind of falls flat in my opinion, and doesn't utilize the biggest strengths that Ateez has as a group. I just don't think that Treasure has the same boisterous energy as their other singles, and kind of stands out on their discography because it's one of the only tracks of theirs that I feel like doesn't seem distinctly Ateez. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. The atmospheric energy of Secret is a boon that I feel like is very distinct to WJSN, but this song is the instance where I feel like they did it the best. From the first second of the intro, the song has you hooked, and being almost 4 minutes in runtime, Secret feels like an entire story in music form, and one that's extremely well written at that. Secret's filled with a lot of high notes, but they never really feel grating to the ears because the girls are able to use the lighter parts of their voices super well, and not in one instance do they sound strained at all. Every section of this track feels clean, but not a single one of them are boring, and overall, Secret is one of those songs where if you just listen to it once, you'll understand every single thing that I just said. Like, the song itself is worth more than 10,000 words. Now, honestly, I don't really think that WJSN have a bad title track, but if I had to pick one to be their weakest, it would probably be Happy. Something about Happy just doesn't really feel like WJSN, and it almost seems like it'd go to almost any other K-pop girl group and maybe even fit them a little bit better. Happy is just a very kind of typical cheerleader concept that was popular at the time, and doesn't really fit with the whole cosmic image of WJSN, and has gone down as one of their most unmemorable eras as a whole. I don't even think the song is bad, it just doesn't have the same kind of flair that makes WJSN unique and special, and when all of your title tracks are at the very least decent, one of them has to be at the bottom of the totem pole, and unfortunately that one is Happy. Being that it is the song that I use for my intro, I'm pretty inclined towards Crush, and in my opinion, it's MCND's most quote-unquote legendary title track. Before I heard this song, I actually kind of exclusively listened to girl groups, but something about Crush just had me addicted on first listen, and it made me a lot more open to listening to more quote-unquote noisy boy groups. It's high energy, it's fun, the sections sound distinct but somehow work together so well, the rapping's great, the singing's great, it has an amazing dance break after the bridge, and I would honestly consider Crush to be a perfect song. Like, I would not change a single thing, it's just that good. Now, to be completely blunt, Move-In, it kinda sucks. It has significantly less streams than the rest of MCND's title tracks, and that's honestly for good reason. It's their best music video, but it feels like their company invested all of the money into the music video and forgot to give them a good song to go along with it. It's trying to be catchy, but it's not catchy at all, and when the title track is outshadowed by literally every single B-side on the album, you know it's not a good era. Thankfully though, MCND are having a comeback in July, and we finally get to move on from this era, and we don't have to talk about it ever again. As If It's Your Last by Blackpink is real music, and focusing on how I feel about the song alone, this track is a musical high that I feel like most girl groups haven't even come close to topping. It has one of the most fun instrumentals that I've ever heard in my life, and the vocals are by no exaggeration heavenly to the ear. I think the post-chorus is one of the most iconic things that has ever happened in K-pop, and I'm glad that this is one of those songs where the chorus is instantly recognizable. Blackpink have a lot of good title tracks, and I had to think pretty hard about which one I was going to choose as the best, but something about As If It's Your Last is just a little bit more special than all of the others. I know Do is one of Blackpink's most successful comebacks, but something about it is kind of just unmemorable to me. Now, I know that this song is when the whole discussion around the Teddy formula was kind of at its peak, and honestly, I don't really hate the Teddy formula, but I do think that Do is one of the weakest cases of it. I mean, the whole chorus where for half of it they're just saying ah yeah, isn't really iconic to me, and in my opinion, the beat drop is noticeably weaker than tracks like Boombaya or How You Like That, and I don't know, I just never really listened to Do anymore. And that concludes this video. Let me know what you thought of these choices in the comment section below, and also let me know what you think these groups' best and worst title tracks are. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing, and without further ado, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.